Let the cat out of the bag. You've said it 1,000 times. Your friend spills about the surprise party. Some politician's aide leaks classified docs. Your kid blurts out where you hid the Christmas presents. We all know what it means. Revealing a secret. But here's the thing. The story everyone tells about where this phrase came from, almost certainly made up. The standard explanation goes like this. Medieval con artists sold cats instead of pigs at markets. Buyers got home and opened their bags to find they'd been scammed, and boom, instant metaphor for unwanted revelations. Neat, tidy, logical, also probably complete fiction. Which means that cozy little origin story you learned. Time to let that particular cat out of its bag. Think about how naturally this phrase rolls off your tongue. A friend accidentally reveals a surprise party, a politician's aide leaks classified information, a child blurts out where the Christmas presents are hidden. It's so automatic we never stop to ask the obvious questions. Why a cat? Why a bag? And why has this specific combination of words survived 5 centuries while thousands of other idioms have vanished without a trace? The pig swapping story sounds reasonable enough. Medieval markets were crawling with fraud, and pig in a poke, buying something sight unseen, was definitely a real thing. Shady vendors absolutely did substitute inferior goods, but scratch the surface and this neat little tale starts falling apart. The real story of how secrets became cats and cats became the perfect metaphor for information that refuses to stay put tells us something much more interesting about human nature and how language actually works. Spoiler alert, it's not about medieval marketplaces at all. Let's start with the pig theory. Sounds plausible until you actually think about it. Yes, medieval markets were full of scams. Yes, pig in a poke was real. But here's problem number 1. Cats weren't worthless back then. They were valuable. Essential even. You needed cats to keep rats out of your grain stores. Sure, a cat was worth less than a pig, but not so much less that this scam makes sense. Why risk getting arrested for fraud when your victim would discover the switch the moment they got home? Problem number 2 is timing. The earliest written record of "let the cat out of the bag" shows up around 1772 in a London publication. That's a weirdly long gap for a phrase supposedly born from everyday marketplace fraud. If pig for cat swapping was common enough to spawn a lasting idiom, where are the medieval court records, the guild regulations, the angry customer complaints? They don't exist. Then there's the cat o' nine tails theory. This one claims the phrase comes from naval punishment. The whip was stored in a red bag, and revealing someone's misconduct would literally result in letting the cat out of the bag for their flogging. Problem is, this explanation was cooked up by etymologists in the 1950s, long after the phrase was already established. It feels like working backwards from the conclusion. Plus, when you look at how the phrase actually gets used in those early 1770s examples, it's not describing livestock fraud or naval discipline. It's talking about political revelations, social scandals, information getting out when it shouldn't. The contexts are consistently about secrets, not pigs or punishment. This pattern points to something more fundamental. The phrase works because cats and bags create a perfect metaphor for how secrets actually behave. Picture a cat trapped in a bag. The second that bag opens, even just a crack, the cat explodes out with incredible force. You can't control it. You can't stuff it back in. Doesn't matter if you only meant to peek inside. Once there's an opening, the cat is gone. That's exactly how secrets work. You can't partially reveal a secret any more than you can partially let a cat out of a bag. It's binary, contained or free. And once it's free, good luck getting it back. But there's something deeper going on here. Our most persistent metaphors aren't random, they're rooted in physical experience. We understand abstract concepts like secrecy through our bodies. Secrets are kept under wraps, locked away, buried deep. Information comes to light, surfaces, breaks open. The cat and bag metaphor captures multiple aspects of secrecy at once: containment, explosive release, irreversible escape. Compare this to other animal idioms. Don't count your chickens before they hatch only makes sense if you know about farming. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth requires understanding medieval horse trading, but everyone gets the cat in the bag thing immediately. You don't need historical context. Anyone who's ever tried to get an escaped cat back into a carrier knows exactly what this metaphor means. This universality explains why the phrase has spread way beyond English. Germans say die Katze aus dem Sack lassen, literally, let the cat out of the sack. French speakers have their own version, Spanish too. The metaphor translates because the experience it describes is universal. What's wild is how perfectly the phrase has adapted to the digital age. We still let the cat out of the bag when classified documents leak online, when someone posts movie spoilers, when a company accidentally reveals product plans. The metaphor seamlessly jumped from a world of literal bags to one of digital containers, emails, encrypted files, private messages. Recent psychology research backs this up. Secrets create what scientists call cognitive load. They require mental energy to maintain. The bigger the secret, the more energy it takes. Eventually, that pressure seeks release, just like a cat seeking escape from confinement. Studies show people experience measurable stress relief when they finally reveal secrets, regardless of the consequences. The cat, in other words, wants out of the bag. Here's what's really fascinating. This phrase has survived not because it's historically accurate, but because it's metaphorically perfect. We assume idioms stick around because they're based on real events. Actually, it's the opposite. They survive because they capture something eternal about human experience. Let the cat out of the bag has outlasted hundreds of historically grounded expressions because it nails that specific moment when hidden information escapes control. And that moment, it's been happening as long as humans have had secrets to keep. The phrase also reflects how our relationship with revelation has changed. Centuries ago, spilling sensitive information could get you killed. Today, we're more conflicted. Whistleblowers are simultaneously heroes and traitors. The same metaphor that once described accidental slips now covers everything from investigative journalism to data breaches to social media oversharing. But here's what hasn't changed: the emotional register. Letting the cat out of the bag still carries that perfect mix of surprise, inevitability, and mild chaos that defines unwanted revelations. It's not neutral like disclosed or dramatic like exposed. It captures the specific frustration of secrets revealed before their time. This precision explains why modern alternatives don't stick. Spilling the tea works for gossip but misses the containment failure. Going viral describes spread but not the initial breach. Leaking comes close but suggests gradual seepage, not explosive escape. The cat metaphor endures because it perfectly balances intention and accident, control and chaos. The phrase has even evolved to handle different types of revelation. Originally, it seemed focused on accidental disclosure, someone accidentally revealing what should stay hidden. But modern usage includes deliberate revelation with unintended consequences. A journalist might intentionally let the cat out of the bag about government surveillance, knowing the information will spread beyond their control once it's published.